This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and fart. We keeping the foot on the whoop, the Knicks. We keeping the foot on the whoop, the Knicks. And like the breaded marriage shift that I am, I'm applying whoop unlimited pressure. Because pressure does whoop eat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. You gotta see, I'm drenching in sweat, dog. That's what you gotta be. You gotta be drenching in sweat. Alright. I want to talk about this topic. It's regarding James Harden, and I don't know how you say her name, Saweetie or Saweetie or Shawty, or I don't know. I don't give a flying fuck. Bottom line is, that's her name, Saweetie, however you want to say it. Y'all tell me how to say her name in the comment section. And to be honest with you, I don't give a flying fuck. Now, let me explain something to you guys. When it comes to men and women, I'm going to explain this to you guys. I'm going to give you guys an alpha one-on-one lesson on how to govern your affairs when it comes to these types of things. Now, I don't know all of the nuances that's associated with James Harden because I'm not in no DMs. But what I do know is as simple as this. If you're cash apping a woman $100,000 and in cash apping her $100,000, there's no goods that come from it. There's no services that come from it, i.e. in the form of you're exchanging money for her body or money for her energy, money for her time, money for her space, money for what she can provide as value to you, then yes, that would be pushover behavior. I'm not going to use popular terms that everybody uses because everybody want to use these weirdo ass fucking terms. I'm going to use the term that it is really known as, the most central term, pushover. Men are pushover if they're just handing open their wallets. James Harden is a basketball player. I done told you guys about James Harden, but y'all wouldn't listen. I told you guys I know alpha and betas, man, a mile away. I know their behaviors. I know how they move. I know how they unction themselves. I know how they are. And I told you guys that James Harden was a pure beta supreme. You guys would not listen when I told you this. Now that you see what's going on with him cash apping 100K, and what goods or what services is he getting for it? Men or women? This is for men or women. This is not just a man thing. This is a unisex thing. If you work hard for your money, you go out there and you put your hard-earned dollars out there. You put your blood, sweat, and tears in, i.e. what James Harden does in basketball, and you just throw your money away, then you are a pushover. It's really that simple. You don't just throw your money out there for somebody to just tell the person, oh, because you look a certain way, or oh, because you're such and such and I want to date you, here's $100,000. This is the world we've become to. Men are not men. Men are acting as if they are the similitude of men, but they're lacking the fullness thereof. Real men that put in their hard work and their hard energy, if they're gonna pay, they're gonna play. Let me say it again. If they're gonna pay, they're gonna play. And women used to know this. There's no grown-ass heterosexual man that is financing a woman in any fashion that's not going to accept for her to not open her legs. And is not going to accept for her to give him a form of pleasure. That's not going to happen. Unless you're one of these weirdo type of guys, or unless you one of these guys that like to be a pushover, you're not going to do that. Men that know their place on this planet, men that have an abundance mindset, men that are confident in who they are, men that know that they can basically get whoever they want at any whim, at any given moment, at any given time. They're not going to accept that bullshit and that fuck shit that's associated with women thinking they could just trick off of them and get money. That's not going to happen. In this instance, when you guys see something like that happen with the likes of, i.e., a James Harden, it just shows you that James Harden is lazy. James Harden doesn't have game. Because men that have game, I know men that have money, but they got game. Michael Jordan is considered a stingy motherfucker, man. He ain't just sitting there tricking his money off. Tiger Woods, same thing. Stingy motherfucker. He's not sitting there just tricking their money off. They vet you. Y'all gotta do research on these guys. They vet who they want. They even have them zoom through DNA testing and all that other stuff because of the type of celebrity that they are. Because they know their worth, they know their value. Men like this that have access and resource to any and everything, they're not going to sit here and let women play in their face. James Harden should be of that mode. But again, it's a mindset between alpha males and beta males. Alpha males don't let women play in their face. Especially when a woman tells you, hey, you want my time, you're going to have to cash at me. No, I'm not going to cash at you shit. How about we spend some fucking time and I pay for your time? Men are going to spend money regardless. Any man that tells you that they're not going to spend, fuck out of here with that bullshit. Men are going to spend money regardless to spend time with women. That's just the commonality rule. I don't care what level of alpha male that you are. I don't care how you think you running this, and you're going to have to, if you call yourself a man, you call yourself a provider, you got to provide. That's the essence of being an alpha male at his own originality. But you're going to provide based on your terms. You're not going to provide because she tells you to jump and then you say how hot. There's nothing alpha about that. Everything that's associated with that is beta. And what James Harden showcased to you guys is beta-like tendencies. I knew James Harden was a beta because I could already see the type of moves that he made. You know, when you see these basketball players, a lot of them are just dumb, man. A lot of them are brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads. A lot of them don't have a lot of stuff going on in their brains. Let's just start that off. A lot of them are peon brains. A lot of them are basically guys that are hood. And here's the thing, when you give somebody money, they're just going to be more of what they originally are. Let me say it again. When you give somebody money, they're going to be more of originally what they are. And if James Harden didn't learn any better, he didn't have an active father in the home. So clearly alpha molding and training has missed him. There wasn't no active father in the home with James Harden. It was his mom. So clearly the principles, the fundamental and the rudimentary principles of learning those pivotal key moments on how to be a man at those stages in his life, in his early stage, he missed that. Because in alpha molding and training, having an active father in the home, one thing they teach you is do not let women play in your face. Do not be a pushover. This is what I learned from my father. And this is my way of honoring him each and every single time that I possibly can. And honoring the man above. Because he always tells you in the book, i.e. the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving the earth. Because that's what the Bible means. The basic instructions before leaving earth. To not let women take your strength. That's in a proverb. To gird up thy loins. That's in a song. The bottom line is as simple as this. When we sit here and we look at things that's associated with James Harden, there's a fatherlessness associated with that. This is why a Saweetie, a Shawty, I don't know how you say her name, and I don't give a flying fuck. This is how somebody like this could say, hey, cash at me 100K. And James Harden, because he's not thinking of the long term, he's thinking of the short term. Oh, I'm a basketball player. Yeah, I can cash app you 100K like it ain't nothing. But what James Harden's not realizing is there's nothing abundance mindset about that. There's nothing alpha about that. Everything that's associated with that is beta. That's just like OnlyFans. When guys are sitting there and watching women twerk and watching women basically give them a show, it's because they are beta. They don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to put themselves out there so that they can actually have the one-on-one confrontation, the one-on-one visuals of them being able to start a conversation and them being able to actually get where they want to get to. All men are going to pay. Don't get that shit twisted. But the bottom line is, how do you want to pay? Do you want to pay as a pushover or do you want to pay on your terms? Let me say it again. Do you want to pay as a pushover or do you want to pay on your terms? You get to decide your fate and how you want to pay. But I ask you that question because we all have to deal with that. If we're going to have an exchange with the opposite sex, and i.e. women, and we're going to be dealing with them, they're going to not want to be with you if you're not going to be able to take care of them. Part of taking care of them is being able to spend. But the question is, are you spending on their terms Or are you spending on your terms? And are you getting something in reciprocation for the time that you're spending with them? If you're not getting that, and that's not something that is being reciprocated, then I'm sorry to tell you, you are a pushover. He Knows Everything was trying to tell you guys this stuff about James Harden from day one. Y'all wouldn't listen. Nothing about James Harden basically activated an alpha male in He Knows Everything. Everything about him is beta. But it's because of the rudimentary, fundamentary principle of the fact that he didn't have an active father in the home, a father role model, a father figure, a father personality. And when you don't have something like this, which is key to alpha molding and training, you miss something pivotal. It's not too late for James Harden, but I'm going to tell you right now, old habits die hard. Let me say it again. It's not too late for James Harden, but old habits die hard. So when you see James Harden give $100K to a Saweetie or Saweetie, it's something his mom ingratiated into his brain, because his mom wanted him to basically finance him. Notice, you're going to see a trend with a lot of these single mother players. They don't have no father in the home. Their moms teach them that you're supposed to do this and do that and do that for the woman, as if they are pushovers. But they don't have a dad to tell them, no, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that, but you got to get this, you got to get that, and you got to get that. She got to spread her legs. She got to be giving you active sex. She got to be, being there to be positive reinforcements. She got to be a support system. She got to be able to nurture, the family, if you have a family. She has to bring something of value that is intrinsic on top of the money value that you're bringing in. And if it's the other way around, it's the same shit.
Go ahead, he knows.
But in common law and in understanding of how the universe works, it's supposed to be that way when it comes to the man and the woman principle. And James Harden is showcasing to you guys what is prevalent in today's society. That a lot of men are not men. They're giving you the similitude of men, but they're lacking the fullness thereof. Real men, alpha male men, verily, verily, I say unto thee, men that are alpha males. I'm not talking about giving you a similitude of alpha males, but lacking the fullness thereof. If they're going to give a Saweetie, I don't know how you say her name. I don't give a flying fuck. $100K, you best believe that she better have put $100K of physical work in all levels of energies in order for her to earn that $100K. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. Nowadays, men just do whatever. Men just throw their money. It's like BMF, blowing money fast, without forgetting the fundamental rules of the fact that you are a man. Being a man means to lead. Being a man means to put your foot down. Being a man means to not get played in your damn face. So when somebody tells you, send me $100K cash app, they should never hear from your ass again. The fact that you're sitting here entertaining it, and the fact that you have basically distributed that, one, it showcases fatherlessness. It showcases a pivotal thing that you missed in order for you to be that active alpha male that you're supposed to be. And two, it showcases that you are a pushover. That is the cold-hearted. That is the unadulterated. That is the cutthroat truth teller fashion. He Knows Everything is not surprised. But he told you guys about James Harden a mile away. He was trying to tell you this from a basketball standpoint, but he was actually telling you it from a bigger picture standpoint, because he saw the behaviors and the moves that James Harden made. Anytime you get with the Kardashians, that tells me everything I need to know. With all of the women on the planet that you can mess with, you go and mess with them. That tells me everything I need to know about you. The bottom line is, what James Harden did is basically going back to the fundamental principle of what He Knows Everything was telling you guys. When you don't have an active father in the home, you don't have a father figure, you don't have a father role model, and you don't have a father personality, you find yourselves in a $100K cash app precarious situation. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.
head, he knows.